Hello, and welcome to 2021, and welcome to the Spoken Not Stirred podcast featuring myself, Dauda Ladejobi, also known as Souls. This podcast is brought to you by Spoken Not Stirred and Studio Free Arts, which is a arts organization in Barking and Dagenham. Thank you, Studio Free Arts, for letting this happen. So my name, I've already said it, is Dauda Ladejobi. I go by the stage name of Souls. I am a local poet, actor, and musician as well. Um, I used to go to Studio Free Arts as a participant, and that's where I found my path. Yeah, my path in spoken word, and now I run a spoken word organization called Spoken Not Stirred. Spoken Not Stirred started off as essentially an open mic night. And now I guess we are a community organization. So we do workshops in schools and with other local community organizations and community groups as well. So yeah, also we do a lot of work around the borough, which is Barking and Dagenham. So thank you for that. And this is an addition to that offering, something else that we're going to be offering going forward. It's something to build in a community that we love and we want to cherish and give them more to engage with, especially at these times, these testing times. But yeah, so we just want to give you more to engage with, more art, more sharing, more creativity. So yeah, that is what this will be. It will be a sharing of poems that I've written, I enjoy, poems from other people, poems that I highly recommend that you go watch, listen to, read. And also we will be, I guess, theming each episode. So each episode will have a certain theme. This episode, to begin with, I thought a fitting theme would be perseverance, because I feel like, yeah, that's what we've done. We persevered. We made it through. Well done, everyone. We made it through. Actually, I say that laughing, but actually, it's a serious thing because it was a serious year, and yeah, some people didn't make it through. So all the more reason for us to be, I guess, appreciative of what we've got and how far we've come, how much we've progressed. I'm sure a lot of people have persevered a lot more than they thought they ever could this year. So really, I think everyone should give themselves a metaphorical pat on the back, but also really be aware of how much we have persevered. Um, Being a poet, I want to get at least a definition of what perseverance is for some people out there. So, Oxford dictionaries define perseverance as persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Um, Now, that pertains it particularly to success, but I think it's also in just kind of success may be fitting, but sometimes it's not about the winning or losing. It's about getting through. Sometimes perseverance is a day to day. Now, I'm gonna put a snippet of another podcast that I've started alongside this, which is gonna focus a bit more on the music side, called the Two Real Griots. I'm doing that with a good friend of mine, Brian Taylor, aka Braceman, and it's Braceman. Yeah. So we have a discussion in that called in that podcast, the Two Real Griots, and then we are discussing bits of perseverance. And I think I made a comment with regards to, I don't think perseverance is anything special, because I think it's something that we do every day. I think, before there was a global pandemic, we persevered in it every day. If it's a job that we had to do, if it's even sometimes just getting out of bed and, getting on with it. So I think perseverance is something that we do quite naturally. It's something that is tested quite a lot, quite a lot, and yeah, we should really not take for granted how much it takes to persevere, how much it takes to get on with your um, day to day to do everything. So, as part of this podcast, I want to look at themes of perseverance. And before I share anyone else's poem, I like to take you through a process that I use when it comes to writing my poems, and for us to explore this theme of perseverance. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to start with the word perseverance in the middle of our page. So grab a notepad, piece of paper, a piece of paper, a pen, and essentially in the middle of your page you just write, hopefully I spell it right, oh yeah, perseverance. Cool. And then around that word perseverance, I'll think of words that I think, I guess, link to it, or kind of word association, if you like. So words like unstoppable, unstoppable. That's a good word. I like unstoppable. Yeah, so unstoppable. I may misspell some words. Forgive me for that. Unstoppable. Also, we've got never giving up. That's not a word. That's not a word. Perseverance. So unstoppable, determined, determined. One more word just for the example. Unstoppable, determined. Optimistic, optimistic, optimistic. Wonderful. Now you keep doing that until you have all your words. So I'm gonna come back to you when I've got all the words, and then we'll keep going. Wonderful. So you should have all your words. They should all be ready and good to go. It should look a little bit like I guess a spider map. Is that what you'd call them? A mind map? So the word in the middle and all the words that you think um link with it, or yeah, match with it, are in the middle. Wonderful. Now this is a base, and you can use that really to go off and write a poem, because you've got keywords, buzzwords to kind of go off from. You can develop that and use rhyming words with that as well. But what I like to do is I'm not even sure I picked up this trick, but it's a really helpful trick, where I would get the words and I will put them in random placements on a different page. So for example, I would put unstoppable at the top of the page there. Unstoppable. And then life over here. Example of the words I'm using. Determined over here. Determined. Hey, yeah, determined over there. And then I'll also be, I'll put fight over here. And I'll use two more. Well, I think I've only got two more. I've only got two more. Anyways, optimistic and hardship. Oh, actually, I've got three more. But yeah, two more words. Optimistic over here. I'll just put opti for the sake of you seeing it there. Optimistic. And then the last one, hardship. Hardship. I'll put hardship over there. Hardship over here. Now, as if you was drawing a map, almost a treasure map, if you like. You just draw a line and just go with the flow of kind of where you want the words to go. Doesn't have to be any particular order. Yeah, there you go. So essentially what you would have done is you would have your spider map looking thing, and then you will have this map looking thing. And this is what I like to do when I'm starting some of my poems, is I will use this as a way of mapping out ideas. So once I've got this, I'll create a sort of story using these words. And this helps me start thinking of ideas for a poem, essentially. So what that will essentially look like is, sometimes I feel unstoppable, but the fight in me loses life quite quickly, making a pessimist of what used to be an optimistic, determined individual. But alone, I cannot fight these hardships. Again, I think, how will I persevere? And that is a draft. Quite a depressing draft, I'll mind you. But that is a draft, and that is a poem that you can work with. You can grab that sound bite, or if you've written it down, you can grab that. You can do that map in a way where you can write the lines next to it as well, and really work with ideas there. We'll be doing more of these exercises as these podcasts go forward. So I hope that was a good exercise for people. I hope you engaged in that. Going forward, like I said, I also want to share the works of other people I admire, people whose work have influenced me, and also something that I think people will enjoy. So the poem I wanted to share in this particular episode is called "Shake the Dust" by Anis Mojgani. I always have to make sure I don't want to mispronounce anyone's name. I know what that feels like. So yeah, so it's called "Shake the Dust" by Anis Mojgani. There are so many different videos of this on YouTube, and you can also get the actual lyrics on Genius as well. I'm gonna read a segment of this poem. I highly recommend everyone go read the full piece or go watch him perform it. So I hope you enjoy. This is for the benches and the people sitting upon them, for the bus drivers who drive a million broken hymns, for the men who have to hold down 3 jobs simply to hold up their children, for the nighttime schoolers, and for the midnight bikers who are trying to fly. Shake the dust. This is for the 2-year-olds who cannot be understood, but they speak half English and half God. Shake the dust. For the boys with the beautiful sisters. Shake the dust. For the girls with the brothers who are going crazy, for the gym class wallflowers and the 12-year-olds afraid of taking public showers, for the kid who is always late to class because he forgets the combination to his locker, for the girl who loves somebody else. Shake the dust. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I recommend everyone go check that poem out. It's called "Shake the Dust" and it's Mojgani. Yeah. So I mentioned before, earlier, that I started another podcast in tangent to this particular podcast as well. Now, that other podcast called The Two Real Griots, The Two Real G's, which is myself and a close friend of mine, Brian Taylor, who was another Spoken Not Stirred Studio 3 alumni. Yeah. Gang business. Yeah, so that particular podcast is looking more on the lyrical side of things, where we'll be breaking down lyrics and songwriting, and still linking with poetry, but looking more on how people structure it with music, and also just how those words hit when put behind music as well. In this particular installment, we are going to be talking about Braceman's own work, a single of his called Work, which is part of his Freewheelin project, which is out now for purchase. It's not on streaming, so it's on purchase, but we'll put all the links out for that next to this. So yeah, I'm gonna play the song, and I'm gonna show you a segment of the conversation we had with regards to that, the reasons he wrote it, and other bits of that, and I'll be back.
go to work, work. Yeah, you gotta go to work, work, work. I say you gotta go to work, work. Work. Even if your whole world's dropping like the bass, if that's the case, you still gotta go to work. Cause that's life in a snippet. You get caught out, that's life at the wicket. Driving for the boundary, trying to break out the seam while keeping firmly at your crease. If only life was Jiminy, instead we gotta move Pinocchio, cause that's the only way to go. And those lies that you told look like they're Jim and D. Trying to quench the thirst for something greater when they get the cheese, but when you succeed, here comes the greater. You struggle to save dough for later, hoping it will rise, but you got Hebrew money at Passover. To your surprise, you hope your blessing loses its disguise so you can see where your future lies. Is it that suit and tie ish, showing a few things to your baby girl? Only really you decide. So you gotta go to work, work. Yeah, you gotta go to work, work. Keep doing that. Work, work. Keep pushing that. Work, work. I say you gotta go to work. Yeah, you gotta go to work. Just keep doing that. Keep pushing that. I say you gotta go to yeah. Just keep doing it. Yeah, work. Even if your pops won't get up off your back, it's a fact, you still gotta go to work. His African mentality is screaming for the wealth, success, security, and degrees. Contentment with beats leaves him seething. He looks at you like you're still teething, and like you've been caught thieving the life that you've been living. Alright, in his opinion it is not. You want the support and the motivation.
So let's get into it. The song's banging, obviously. What's done, all the platforms. Yeah, we put out,
digital download only. If you want physical copies, bandcamp.com. Search for the chain cert featuring Braceman, Freewheelin. That should get you to where you need to go. Or hit me up on my socials and I'll send you some links.
Decent socials would be somewhere, like you find them. All of that. So, why did you write the song?
I wrote the song at a time in my life where I felt like everything was on top. And it was just like my release, and I was kind of like almost talking to myself in the lyrics. So I was kind of just saying, what can you do when you're like sort of lowest of the low, or like you're really down? All you can do is try and get back up. So just try and get back up. So that's kind of what I was writing, and it was like, other things I talk like really briefly about what my relationship with my dad was like at that time. And it was like, yeah, what do you do when it's like you don't feel like you're getting any support, or like you don't feel as if like what you do almost is appreciated in a sense. Like you just have to keep doing what you're doing. So just keep doing what you're doing. And then like the third verse is really for like my cousin's mum. My cousin who was killed in like 2007. He was stabbed, and obviously all of the day ones know about the story of my cousin. But yeah, and it was kind of just like, what do you do in that situation? Like, when you've lost your youngest, your last born, like your baby, what do you do? And all you're left with is like the memories. Like it was so like she was like living in the same place for like years afterwards.
So she's still
so literally always having to like relive that. Like, oh, my son ran down here before they caught him. And, do you know what I'm saying? It's a madness.
It's mad, yeah. You're right.
So
What do you do? Yeah.
What do you do? And it's like, oh, you just have to like, buzzword of the week. You just have to persevere. You just have to keep doing what you're doing. And I guess I just refer to that as work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is interesting because when people hear the word work, obviously, I think a lot of people instantly think 9 to 5 office. Job essentially, but there's a bar in that takes away that whole notion that this is just about work, and there's that bit where you say about life. That's life in a snippet. get caught with the certain life of the kid?
If the whole world's dropping at the base, if that's the case, still got to go to work, because that's life in the snippet. You get caught out, that's life at the wicket. Driving for the bannery, trying to can't remember.
You remember anything about that? I said, yeah, whatever I said on the track. Basically, what it was is what like it is that it's life. Like this is what happens. Like exactly. I feel like part of and perseverance. I don't think it's anything special. I think it's what we do daily, man. Because life goes left. It constantly goes left, and everything to develop it is work. Yeah. Everything's a hustle. Everything's a hassle. No matter who you are, as well, man.
There's different levels of it as well, you know, and different people can endure different things, and different people will put up with a different level of whatever, I don't know, abuse, whatever you want to call it. Like, they'll put up with a different level of it because they want to. I mean, okay, no, let me not say it because they want to. But, you know, it's true. Like, if, you know, I'm not saying that this is how, like, say, a workplace should be or how a boss should be. But if you have a really demanding boss, but when they're demanding, they get the results, and then when you get the results, you get the praise and the whatever that you deserve.
That's a balance.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones. Obviously, you're not talking about no bloody Jobsworth idiot. Do you know? Nah, come on. You know them bosses, man. You just... bosses got no common sense.
Fam, don't even get me started. That is some terrible bosses,
okay,
man.
Listen.
Terrible bosses, man.
Alright, no, let's not.
Yes. That was Work by Braceman. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Banging stuff. The links for that are going to be up for you to find. It will be on YouTube Music, the iTunes Store, also Amazon Music and Bandcamp also. But we'll make sure you find that because it's a great piece of work and hopefully more people can get exposed to it. So, yeah, we are coming to the end of the very first Spoken Not Stirred podcast. It's been a lot of fun making and I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Before we go though, I want to share with you a poem from our last feature of 2020. So we had the amazing Jamarin Golsey featuring at the end, mid-December last year, 2020 for us. Jamarin Golsey is an award-winning poet, playwright, and also a sustainable fashion designer. Jamar has recently released his second spoken word project, album, mixtape, EP, who knows these days, right? And that one is called London, Paris, Amsterdam. It's a great project. It's full of great wordplay, imagery, and some lovely smooth beats to boot as well. I wanted to share a poem that he's recently released as well out of that. He's put a nice little video out for it and stuff like that. So yeah, it's called Same Old Tornado. It is by Jamarin Golsey. It's on his project, London, Paris, Amsterdam. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back just after to say bye properly. Thank you.
Tornado in a small room. Can't you see how time flew? That simple kiss, gone with the wind. Nostalgic promise, I promise you I'll be back soon. Favourite tunes on repeat as he journeyed overseas to kiss the ground that had supported thine beloved's feet. Roots run deep. Strange fruit would hang from oblivious trees, so bake underneath the heat of a sinister stare from the sun.
Red, rum, backwards, words, verbs, coloured, fractured, captured.
Hate in a bottlenose, dolphins jump speak swimming oceans, parallel oblivions to blue skies. Red-tailed eagles that spread magnificent wings and spiral diving off cliffs, envisioning the pendulum swinging in sync with my grandfather's clock. That oh so familiar tick. It's reminding how Time and triumph can both wear disguises on the ladder to success. Yes, every step is priceless. I've heard great words are worth so much more than precious diamonds. I've laughed so hard, so loud, I caught myself actually crying. I caught myself actually dying to stay afloat. G.O.D. became my boat, he saved my soul. Now I've found a new home on this mysterious island. So they ask me, what exactly defines a pirate when it comes to surviving a crisis? At times life has left me lost for words. I guess this is my broken silence. So bon voyage to the past, and we are now tasked with being the heat within the spark, to be the beat within the heart of a brand new day. So always flow nice off top. Toupee, touche. Cuban cigar smoked in a luxury Italian car, doing 190 miles per hour fast lane. Autobahn only to get overtaken by an ebony and ivory coloured unicorn. That's horsepower. Time well spent can help you get kisses by the hour. Beautiful lips look sweet to taste, but they can leave the face awfully sour. My old man, strong hands like Sonny Liston, though he was more skilled in scriptures. I play my position impossible. Missions we looked at from another angle. It's how the paradigm shifted, and my alliance were misfits, talented, blessed, gifted. We were out scrambling off instinct, voices in the back yelling when we rap. This is different, and I'm a lifer of language, linguistics, sniper rhymers pack the illest precision. Let's leave the foolish. Step on stage with a sphinx description. Big nose, big lips and rough around the edges, but stay kinda smooth-skinned. Adolescent addiction was French kissing beautiful women. Had to come to grips with an unusual style of living as we live with that musical type of rhythm. That's gospel singing mixed with Jimi Hendrix fingers pulling strings and Basquiat. Listen to it, freestyle to it while painting graffiti on the buildings. But that's before he was famous. Ain't that just us? That same old stuff.
Yes, and that is that, man. Wow. Thank you so much to Jamar and Golzi. That was a wonderful piece. Everyone do check it out. That is out to stream right now on all the services, and I mean Spotify, iTunes, there are some more. Amazon have got one, right? And Tidal and all that stuff, right? Yeah. We'll put the links up. That is it. That is the first episode of the Spoken Not Stirred podcast. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. I want to give a big shout out to Studio Free Arts for always giving me and other people this opportunity for us to engage and pursue our arts. I want to thank everyone who has engaged with Spoken Not Stirred over the years, and also today or whatever day you're watching this and going forward. You can find ourselves on Instagram at SNS Poetry, also at Studio Free Arts. You can also search us up on Facebook, Spoken Not Stirred, Studio Free Arts. Also, you can also go on Studio Free Arts' website and see other things that they do. Seriously, they're a great organization, and I'm really thankful for them. So, once more, I am Dauda Ladejobi, aka Mr. Souls. This has been a Spoken Not Stirred podcast. Thank you so much for your time. Keep safe, and we'll catch you soon.